Welcome to another technical video from JD Tech Solutions. Tonight I'm going to be talking about how to detect remote administration tools on your computer. Remote administration tools, or RATs, are softwares that allow a remote party to monitor or control another computer. Now, the person that is being monitored or controlled may not even know that it is being monitored or controlled. Obviously, you do get a lot of these, I'm gonna call these malware through web links, illegal downloads, or it just could simply be that you just clicked on the wrong link at the wrong time and your computer got infected. You don't have to actually be doing anything quote unquote suspicious or illegal to be infected with this type of software. You might even be a victim of espionage. Who knows? I mean, there are many different causes why your system would be infected with that. So I'm not going to be talking about them. I'm just going to concentrate on a couple of ways that you could see if your computer is infected. As an example, I'm going to be using Dark Comet version 4 that I have set up, and I'm gonna be using my Windows XP. Actually, this is a Windows 7 64-bit computer as my victim. So I'm not gonna go into details as of how to use Dark Comet. I'm sure that there are many videos right here on YouTube that will show you how to actually configure it and encrypt it in such a way that it's gonna be fully undetectable. But what I want to teach you and what I want you to pay attention to is a couple of things that you could do to at least proactively monitor your computer to find out if you are infected or not. So some of the symptoms that you might experience if you are infected with this kind of malware is that while you're browsing the web, your mouse is the cursor is moved all over the places as if somebody else is controlling it. And the truth is that somebody might indeed be controlling the mouse. I mean, I don't even know why they would show you that, but I've heard of many cases like that. Or you might have your own reasons why you are suspecting somebody is spying on you. Anyway, if you want to detect that kind of software, this is what I'm going to do for you. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to infect this computer. This is going to be my target computer. And I'm going to bring out over to my virtual machine a file that I created on Dark Comet. This is what I use. This is what I used to create the file. I am not going to crypt it. I am not going to do anything that is going to make it fully undetectable. As you can see, I do not have any antivirus software on this computer or anything like that, so this is just pretty straightforward to show you how to detect, not so much how to prevent it. And so let's say that for whatever reason there are many different ways that you could get this file. This is very obvious right here. I just named this file check me out. But in reality, what people do is that they could send you this by email attached to a picture. They could actually post it on a site, and when you click on a link, it automatically downloads and opens onto your computer. And there are many different settings that you or the attacker can configure to make this persistent and hide the process from different ways to prevent this. I mean, they could actually disable the antivirus, the task manager. They could actually set up this file to automatically kick in every time you boot up the computer. So it could be a real problem to get rid of this. But to make a long story short, so let's say that you execute the file that the attacker prepared for you. How you execute the file, there are thousands of ways that this could happen without your intent. Maybe you clicked on a link or downloaded a software, music, who knows, whatever it is. The thing is that the file is running. So I'm just gonna go ahead, double click on it, And to make it obvious, I left this message here for you to see that the file was executed. Obviously, an attacker would not tell you that the file was executed, of course. And then I'm gonna okay. Now the file is running in the background. So what I'm gonna do here is bring Dark Comet over to this presentation so you could see that this is the computer that was infected, and as soon as I double clicked on it, it automatically registered with the server. So I'm just gonna move this out of the way, and right from here the attacker could pretty much do endless things to your system. I know that you are not seeing what I'm talking about because uh, but you can see uh, this that I actually I'm doing remote control of of this computer from Dark Comet. So that is relevant, right? I mean, we don't care about how cool it is we got infected. What we need to know is how do we detect that. So one of the simple things that you could do is come into the command prompt cmd, and I mean you could do something simple at nestat, and that's going to show you the network statistics when it comes to the open sessions and closed sessions. And you can see here that I have two connections established. I have a connection to this computer PC. This right here on the left is my IP address, the one for this computer, for the in this case the target computer, and this is the remote address. And as you can see, I have a session established on TCP port 1604. That is one of the ways that you can determine if your computer is infected. Now, not always the remote administration tools are going to be running on 1604. The attacker can change this port to any port that he would like to use. But at least this is a beginning for you to start troubleshooting and determining if you are being infected. Um, you could also do minus O to see the process ID that is being used by that session, and as you can see, this is being used by process ID 1808, I mean 1208, I'm sorry. And if you open up Task Manager, and you would go to, in this case, you would go to select View, select Column, Process Identifier, you're going to notice that you're going to have a new column with the PDI, and that's going to tell you that this process right here is being executed by these files. So it would be up to you to dig into it and find out if that is a legit file and what kind of software is using that specific file. And again, you could spend a good amount of time finding that information out. The other thing that you could do if you are suspicious about one specific file and you don't know what the heck is that, for instance, let me show you something. On Windows Vista and Windows 7, if you right click on a process and you go to properties, you are going to have information about that process. Something that you want to pay attention to is this. So go to the details tab, and that's going to give you the information of that specific process. If it is signed by a CA, the certificate of authority, where the software came from, the version released, so on and so forth. If you, for instance, you can see this belong to Microsoft, and you can see all that information. If you come to this file that I created, check me out, and you go to details, you're gonna see no information. I mean, of course, the attacker could actually trick you into believing that this file is legit by doing some sort of description and version and so on and so forth. But that's up to you to decide whether something is malicious or not. Uh, to Another thing that you could do also is do some packet analysis. Like if you run, for instance, Wireshark, and you let it run for whatever, a few minutes or anything, you are gonna notice that let me stop this right here. Stop. And if you analyze this packet right here, you'll see that you are using a connection to a remote host. Let me come over here, right here, and if you concentrate on this TCP packet, this is my IP address, this is the destination IP address, which is what I was showing you before, over port 1604. Even if the attacker changes the port and they use something more something different, I mean like a random port, or they use one of those like well-known ports, or whatever they use, they're always going to be sending and receiving information over the same protocol. In this case, it's going to be TCP with the application of ICA browser. Now, if you see that your system is using ICA browser, and let's say that you don't use this computer for work purposes, or you don't use this computer for remote administration or anything like that, and you see that you have a session opened or an active session over to a remote host over ICA browser, then this is a red flag right here. You should definitely do further investigation to find out why your computer is connected, has a session with a remote computer over this application, because that is the one that is being used for remote administration. So these are one of the I'm gonna use it, I'm not gonna say tricks, but one of the ways that you could find out if your computer is infected with a remote administration tool. You have to remember that many times remote administration tools are not detected by antivirus software, so you have to be proactive if you have any suspicions that something is going on in your system. Anyway, I'm gonna stop it right here. I'll come up with more videos and techniques and best practices later, and have a great day. Bye.